Today is the big day. The Iceborn has officially become tradable in Roblox Jailbreak. We need to discuss what the Iceborn gets in the trading island by breaking down many trades I've seen for this supercar, as well as what you should trade yours for. For everyone to be on the same page, the Iceborn currently has a starting price of 5 million, since it has been basically following behind the Scorpion in value. And well, all the rumors were correct, because it gets some insane trades in the trading island. For a vehicle that cost $675,000 only a few hours ago, though it might be longer depending on when you're watching this video, it's already pulling in great limiteds because many players have realized that the Iceborn is one of the best supercars added to Jailbreak. Anyway, you've heard enough backstory. Take a look for yourself. Here is one trade where a player actually did a very good trade, acquiring a Carbonara, which starts at 4.5 million on the Jailbreak Trading Network value list, and a Tiny Toy, which starts at 2 million and has good demand. The reason this is a good trade is because those two vehicles are stable and more desirable for collectors since they are rarer, considering most collectors already have entire stacks of the Iceborn. So, with the Iceborn having a 5 million starting value in trading, this is a $1.5 million win in trading value, assuming they are not duped items. And if you thought this was just a one-off, there are many more trades just like this which we will go over in this video, so you should also subscribe to this YouTube channel if you want to stay updated on the latest news and updates for Roblox Jailbreak. Here is a trade from King Kid Joe, and, well, what do you know? Two Iceborns, equivalent to 10 million, can pull a Molten M12, which also starts at 10 million. The other player also had to throw in a drone to balance it, which adds an extra million, but keep in mind, it is obtainable. But as you can see, pulling an M12 is absolutely insane for just two Iceborns, since it's likely he just got both from his main and alternate account, then traded them to himself, and then was able to get a vehicle that goes for 10 million in trading for only the equivalent of about 1.4 million in-game dollars only a few hours ago. It's just crazy that the Iceborn is getting such good offers, even if this one is just considered fair. The Iceborn pulling a Molten M12 on day one is a serious feat, since I don't even recall this happening that often with the Scorpion. This here is another trade from a player known as Andre, and you can see this is another excellent trade for his Iceborn. He effectively traded his Iceborn worth 5 million for a Snake worth 3 million, last season's seasonal vehicle, the Wedge, worth 1.5 million, and the Airtail, worth 2 million. Both sides also had to balance with Hypergreen level 1, which is to be expected. Yet again, this is another 1.5 million win in value, and also the Wedge can sometimes get decent overpays from collectors, making the potential value out of this trade even higher. If we consider that the Iceborn was obtainable for 675,000 not too long ago, for less than even the price of a Volt bike, you can evidently see what I mean. I suggest trading your Iceborn for a 1.5 to 2 million overpay, since that does seem to be the trend right now. Does that mean everyone will give you that much? No, because it's the trading expansion and things vary from player to player, but for being the newest supercar in the game, the Iceborn already shows tons of potential. You can also look into downgrades. I don't necessarily always recommend this, since it's often harder to downgrade into multiple lesser value cars, but there are some exceptions you might want to consider, like the Wedge and Tiny Toy, which surprisingly have more interest than usual. There are of course vehicles like the Snake, Poseidon and Torero, which are good contenders for downgrades. However, I only recommend downgrading if you are getting several vehicles. While the Jailbreak Trading Network has all of the textures, colors, and various cosmetics in the game, many of them are extremely low in demand, and that is specifically what you want to avoid unless it's an item that you found another player would overpay for. Given this demand, you should consider aiming for offers above the 5 million range, particularly right after its release when enthusiasm is at its peak. The Iceborn's demand is phenomenal, which is important in determining how values are set, leading most players to seek substantial overpays for this vehicle. I've used community polls on my channel to gauge this demand. In one such poll for the Iceborn, 2,500 users participated, with 71% expressing interest in seeing its value climb to 12.5 million. Compare this to the seasonal limited vehicle like the Stratos or Storm Rider, where out of 2,500 votes, 64% wanted it valued at just 2.5 million. This stark contrast shows the community's high regard for the Iceborn's potential value, while 12.5 million might be overly optimistic, and while such overpays might mostly occur in the first hour of release, I believe a 5 million valuation strikes the right balance. This takes into account various factors I've discussed previously, ensuring it fits well within the existing ladder of vehicle values. With this understanding, if you're ready to make some strategic trades, you might find that trading the Iceborn for a vehicle like the Shogun is quite feasible. I've also heard from many users who are eager to trade their Parisian and Aperture to accumulate multiple Iceborns, considering the Parisian goes for 7.5 million and the Aperture for 7 million. This is a smart move, even if you have to add a few small extra vehicles, since the Iceborn is likely to see incremental price increases in the future. When I talk about incremental increases, I mean regular boosts of about 500,000 to its price over time, not sudden jumps of millions, but given the current hype and the performance backing it, the Iceborn is set to remain a valuable asset and ultimately will be a strong contender for the middle tier of supercars in Roblox Jailbreak. That is also why the $5 million price tag is perfect. For instance, the Iceborn seems to follow behind the trails of the Scorpion, which currently starts at 6 million, which is why having the Iceborn behind it would be a good idea. Then there's the fact that the Iceborn would be right above the Carbonara, another limited time supercar from December 2023 that currently starts at 4.5 million. The only downside to the Carbonara is that it's rather boring in overall design and doesn't have much charm or enthusiasm when compared to the Iceborn's unique particle effects and the coinciding live event with it. Then there's the 5 million range where I would want to place the Iceborn. You see, many players often tell me the Volt 4x4 and Goliath should be decreased in value because they both start at 5 million and are rather slow, but in reality, they are fairly rare in trading. Instead, I propose that, since we don't have any supercars at the 5 million range, the best option would be to add the Iceborn next to the Volt 4x4 and Goliath, as it would scale very nicely and also address both sides of the community in the situation I proposed above, because I could definitely see this vehicle getting incremental price increases down the line. But considering that even something like the JB8, one of the slowest supercars in the game, starts at 5.5 million in trading right now, the Iceborn being right behind it seems fairly reasonable. Ultimately, each player's experience in trading will be different. You will come across all sorts of trades in the trading expansion, but the reality is that each person's journey will be different, which is why I also recommend that while you are trading in the main game, you consider filtering through trades to get the ones you are specifically looking for by joining the Jailbreak Trading Network Discord, which hosts the largest and most active trading community in the game. Using Discord's search tool, you will be able to easily filter through items you are interested in trading for by sorting through tens of thousands of trade requests every hour instantly, whether they are rare or obscure, and you will also be able to negotiate much easier in the trading posts on this server, as you will have substantially more time to make an informed decision compared to the main game where you often only have a few seconds. This is the most effective way to get the most worth out of your time, as you can be looking for offers in the main game, trying to get the best overpays for the Iceborn at random servers in the trading expansion, while then also spamming requests on our Discord to get both sides of the community. We look forward to seeing what types of overpays you can get for your Iceborn, and hope this has helped you.